13 hours spent battling over the rules of impeachment. At Bakersfield for Wish 35. They've lived through fires before, and they say losing power would be worth avoiding another disaster. There have been about 650 quakes greater than a 3.0. These blue skies can brighten your day, even if you can only see them from your balcony. The protesters say they're hopeful tonight will be President Trump's last State of the Union. Come and grab a cup of joe through his window. Ridgecrest Cinema is one of the structures hardest hit by the earthquake. Jumped over this wooden fence and we're out with the dog in only 8 minutes. Here in Los Angeles, if you look out your window, you may notice something out of the ordinary for the city of stars. For one thing, if it's nighttime, you can actually see the stars. That's because LA is currently experiencing the best air quality it's seen in decades. A case of measles has been confirmed in Chicago, so we've come back to town. Anyone who wants to go out in public has to wear a face mask like this. That's all the time we have for tonight. For all of us here at NNN, I'm Joey Safchik. As temperatures hit triple digits, business is booming at Something Sweet frozen yogurt. But in this part of Kern County, high heat, high winds, and dry conditions become a dangerous recipe, prime for wildfires. So local power providers are rolling out public safety power shutoffs in hopes of preventing a different kind of boom. In July, independent business owner Taylor Goins was surprised by a text from SoCal Edison.
I was just really confused. I was like, what's this about? It was really stressful because we had no idea when or if it was going to happen.
Goins knows a power loss at his Lake Isabella yogurt shop would be anything but sweet.
At any given time, we have up to $3,000 to $5,000 worth of product. That would just be devastating.
Not as devastating as what could happen.
As long as there's the possibility of not starting a fire, then I guess it's very important.
Here in California, electric power has been responsible for sparking a number of massive wildfires. Last year's Camp Fire and the 2016 Erskine Fire, both ignited by power lines.
And in the last couple of years, we have seen very destructive, very fast-moving fires.
Local electricity providers PG&E and SoCal Edison control energy flow, determining the need for outages, hoping to wire everyone for safety.
The desired goal is never to turn off anybody's power.
For Goins and his sweet treats, he wants a plan that avoids igniting flames without igniting panic.
Educate people a little bit more as to why they need to and why we're going to start receiving more text messages like that.
Although an outage means a meltdown at his yogurt shop, he knows it's better than burning down. In Evanston come winter and high water. The highest waters, in fact, since 1986.
This is not new to us, the fact that we're going to have to deal with all of the different pros and cons that the lake offers us.
Northwestern Center for Water Research attributes this to the last few years being very rainy. But don't let this news dampen your day, because changing lake levels are natural.
That's nature doing its thing, and we're actually building in places maybe where we shouldn't be.
As for what the high H2O means for you,
I'm really sad right now. We're standing by what used to be the dog beach of Evanston. You know, you take a look at it, there is no beach left.
Tall waters aren't inherently a massive problem, but we should be prepared for flooding.
We're talking about all of the ill effects of the rising lake levels, but we are incredibly lucky to not have any water access issues.
For now, time will tell if high lake levels will leave Evanston in murky waters. Elizabeth Warren's Virginia supporters in high spirits, despite the Massachusetts senator placing third in Iowa and falling to fourth in New Hampshire.
Get in this fight with me.
From Warren's littlest fans to those who have been there since the start.
I have supported her since the beginning. Iowa and New Hampshire was disappointing. I don't think they're defining.
And Warren agrees. This high school gym filled to the brim weeks before Virginians cast a vote on Super Tuesday.
You all are Super Tuesday state, and that means the road to the right White House runs right through Virginia.
Elizabeth Warren is known for having a plan, but tonight, this crowd you can see behind me wants to know if the senator has a plan for getting elected.
The main thing is going to be beating Donald Trump.
Among tonight's major talking points, health care.
When everyone has access to health care through Medicare for all, that means small business owners can compete with big businesses.
Immigration.
We need to be able to bring families back together, including mamas and daddies who've been deported.
Climate change.
I think that is my first ever science chant.
And raising the minimum wage.
Today, the question asked in Washington is, where do we set the minimum wage to maximize profits for giant multinational corporations? I don't want a government that works for giant multinational corporations.
Some critics say Warren is too progressive and wouldn't attract moderates to the polls. Her staunch supporters here disagree.
There's a lot of things that we can find common ground on, and I think that's where the conversation needs to start.
Warren cut ad spending following New Hampshire, but is still drawing crowds to see her in person.
Right now, my heart and soul is behind Warren.
Tonight, more than 4,000 Virginians reaching out, hoping to be part of the plan for a different future.
If you actually want to get something done, you gotta have a plan for that.
Here in LA, the show must go on, even in the face of a global pandemic. And for performers who happen to be on the autism spectrum, singing, dancing, and celebrating one another is more important now than ever.
When you hear this, you're not gonna be surprised.
For Aidan Boyer, all the world's a stage, especially in the time of COVID-19. Boyer was diagnosed with autism when he was 2. He marches to the beat of his own drum, or should I say, plays to the rhythm of his own keys.
And I can be myself and I don't have to be judged for it.
He's been through speech therapy, occupational therapy, and relationship therapy. But his therapy during quarantine...
I can't even begin to tell you how much music has helped me get through this.
From his bedroom to cul-de-sac concerts. Boyer is part of the Miracle Project, an LA-based theater program for people on the autism spectrum, founded by Elaine Hall, better known as Coach E.
The sensitivities, the talent, the understandings that my neurodiverse friends, students, my son, is what the world needs right now.
Students, some non-speaking, light up the stage with song and dance. But during quarantine, the screen becomes the stage, and friends become lifelines.
So like some days I'll come in and I'll just be really happy, and then some days I'll come in and I'll just